Hi, I'm Charlie from CookingSecretsForMen.com, and today I'm joined by Wendy Baumann. Wendy is the president and the chief visioning officer for WWBIC, which is the Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation. Today we're going to have a short interview with Wendy, and then we're going to cook something. We're going to talk about her experience at WWBIC and what she's done there, and then some of the things that are ongoing and things that she's worked with in the past. So the idea of this cooking interview segment comes from the HBOMax TV show Salena+Chef, which most people have not seen. I seem to be the only person that's ever seen it. So Salena Gomez cooks virtually and remotely with famous chefs such as Jose Andres, Marcus Samuelsson, Rachel Ray, people of that ilk. And then towards the end of their cooking segment, she talks to the chefs about the foundations or the charities or the nonprofits that they are involved with. So my idea is a little different, since we're here in Milwaukee. I'll be interviewing leaders of nonprofits here in Milwaukee and talking about their roles and being a difference maker. My family is involved in the nonprofit world, and it's something close to my heart, and I do appreciate Wendy being here today. So Wendy is our initial guinea pig in this little project that we're doing, and she will be the chef, and I'll be the sous chef. So she'll tell us what we'll be cooking in just a minute. So Wendy, you and I know each other a little bit. You've cooked for me in the past, and the food's amazing. So I'll say that right up front. Tell me about your time at WWBIC, and I know you've been there since 1994.
Yeah. Well, this year WWBIC is celebrating actually 35 years and thriving. And WWBIC came out of the women's economic empowerment movement and out of the microlending movement. So it was really a very cutting-edge organization since day one. If you think back 35 years, the world was a different place for women starting a business. Nobody knew what micro-business was. Dr. Mohammed Yunus, who was doing that. So WWBIC from day one was providing what we call quality business training, how to start a business, grow a business, expand a business, and access to capital. Our first loans were up to $10,000, and we were lending to startup businesses, lower income individuals that had an idea and maybe had a little bit of a piece of paper and a plan, but really sort of a lick and a promise. And that's what grew WWBIC over all these years. So from day one, we were focused on women, people of color, lower wealth individuals, and also veterans and military connected families. And we've grown gazillionfold.
Well, speaking of gazillionfold, I know there's multiple locations. So how many locations are there here in Wisconsin, and how many people work for WWBIC?
Yeah, we have 5 offices. So we have an office in Greater Milwaukee that embraces sort of West Allis, Wauwatosa, Waukesha, Washington County, an office in Racine and Kenosha, Southeast Market, embracing counties there, an office in Madison, South Central Market, an office in the Fox Valley, Appleton and Green Bay office, and then an office that's our newest one in La Crosse. So we really have grown into this statewide footprint. And we serve about 5,000 unduplicated clients a year. Right now we're holding over 1,000 loans. The loan portfolio is about $24 million, and our average loan size is about $38,000. So a lot of really small microloans that really make a difference in people's lives.
Well, one of the places that we were talking about is here in my building that the condo's in. It's called Cava. It's a great small little restaurant on the corner of our building here on Erie Street. So if you're ever in Milwaukee and you have a chance, check out Cava. A WWBIC client, and also it's a great restaurant.
Yeah. We actually have a great client directory. So if people ever want to go to our client directory, they can look at it regionally, like WWBIC restaurants in Green Bay or Appleton, or if you need a plumber or what have you.
That's one of my questions, is if people wanted to be involved or wanted to help out, how would they go about doing that? Yeah,
they can call us, of course, and we really like and welcome phone calls, but our website is www.wwbic.com, so WWBIC.com. The website's in English and Spanish, and it really will talk about how to become involved as a volunteer, how to support us financially, time, talent, and treasure, how to get information about business training and classes, what's happening, other programs. We have a lot of information with aligned partners. You can apply for a loan 24/7. Again, if you need assistance, you can call us and we help you through all of that. So the website's probably the easiest and best place to start.
So, what are we cooking today?
Today, actually, you mentioned Jose Andres, who's not a close friend, but I do know him. And so we're making Tuna Bien Masabe, which translated into English means Tuna and Bien Masabe means very good tasting. Bien, good, Masabe, taste. So Tuna Bien Masabe. It's marinated in olive oil and Jerez vinegar, a little bit of pimenton, which is Spanish paprika. So if you have regular paprika, that can work. Black peppercorns and bay leaves from my garden. You marinate that overnight ideally because you really want that great flavor. Then what we're going to do is toss it in breadcrumbs and saute it in olive oil. So we'll saute that. Sometimes I saute it real lightly so it's brown, and I finish it in the oven. Today we'll just simply saute it.
Great.
And then we're going to put it on a bed of a pasta. It's a very simple pasta, but I just love this recipe, and you can make it low fat if you want to. So you use a high-end pasta and boil it and get it completely done, basically. And then in a pan, we're going to have olive oil with some fresh red pepper crushed. And then we're going to put in ricotta and fresh arugula. So I put some of the ricotta down, and it turns a little bit shiny. Then I'm going to throw some of the arugula down. Then you put the pasta on top, some more arugula, and simply toss it. And it just, the melting of that ricotta with the olive oil and a little bit of that pepper flake, and then you just, the arugula just sort of melts. It's beautiful.
I'm hungry. Jose Andres would be very pleased. He's a DC. He got his start in DC, where I'm from, and I remember going to his original restaurant, Jaleo, years and years ago, and thinking, oh, this is a pretty good place.
Yeah.
And then he's grown into this international phenomenon. So we're going to go ahead and move over to the cooking area here, so we'll get set up, and then we'll be back to get started cooking. All right, so we're here at the kitchen area, and Wendy's going to start.
Good.
doing what we're
Okay,
doing.
well, I'm first going to turn off the pasta water. So again, pasta is really important. My dad always goes, oh, your pasta's so good because you need to use great pasta. So this is an example of one pasta that I use on a regular basis. You got to have a great pasta pan. This is one of my favorites because it drains right there. Charlie was going, oh, I need a drainer. And he go, no, you brought your drainer with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually able to go right like this and let it drain. Good, there we go. So I'm just going to let that drain. So now this is my tuna that I marinated that I spoke to about. And again, this is called Tuna Bien Masabe. I marinated overnight. I'm going to strain it. Okay. Then I'm going to put it in breadcrumbs and we're going to saute it. So we'll just start with a couple here. So again, just a little bit of breadcrumbs on it. You could use flour. I like the breadcrumbs better.
So they're just plain breadcrumbs, or do you have some seasoning on them?
Plain. I don't like seasoned breadcrumbs.
So I'm supposed to be a sous chef here, but right now I'm just the cameraman.
I'm not, I'm like a real hog in the kitchen. So we'll let the tuna sizzle a little bit. We're going to move over here. So this is the, again, olive oil. Probably a little high. Turn it down a little bit. And I'm going to now take the ricotta. I think that's probably enough. So we're going to get this a little bit shiny.
I'm the same way, Wendy.
Yeah, like how much should I go? It depends how many people you're cooking for. Arugula goes right on top. Then we're going to add our pasta to it. Okay, the arugula is going to melt nicely in that.
You need the towels, right?
Okay, thanks. And put the pasta right into it.
All right.
As I
The way
said.
most good chefs do, you finish cooking the pasta in the sauce.
Yeah, totally. And then I also have, again, if this gets a little dry, if I feel it does, I can add some of the pasta water. Don't throw out your pasta water. That's magical. And you might need it, and you might need it later. I'm a big person with my dinner parties. I like to really enjoy everybody, so I like to do things part way, and then last minute finish it. So you just fold this together, and then last minute we put some fresh pepper on it. And if you like things very fresh, you barely can do the arugula, finish it. If you want a little bit more done, we'll just let all of that melt. So this is done. I mean, talk about how easy that is, right?
Very good.
Okay, we'll turn that off. Over here, we'll move our tuna around. I sort of do it, when I flip it completely over. I'm going to turn this up a little bit.
So we're getting them about between medium rare and medium?
Well,
You're more rare.
it's what you like. It's what you like. This is high quality tuna.
So the rarer the
really
better.
for most people, you're going to want it, a little bit more rare. I like to see every single side nicely browned. We won't have enough time for the show here to do that. And pretty simple,
Absolutely.
Yeah. One other item we talked about is if we can just show some of the ingredients here. So high-end olive oil, definitely for marinating. You can cook with this olive oil too, but I buy bigs because I just live with olive oil. You needed the wine vinegar. There's many kinds of wine vinegar. This is a white wine vinegar made with manzanilla. This is what you want though for this, which is the Jerez. So it has to be the sherry vinegar. This is your Spanish paprika, pimenton, but you can use regular paprika. One of my favorite salts right here. And then of course, fresh black pepper you always want to have. So again, tuna sizzling. We'll plate one just to make it pretty to show. And you know, we've done our stuff here then.
So Wendy, one thing I was going to mention is that even though WWBIC stands for Wisconsin Women's Business Initiative Corporation, I actually took a class at WWBIC. It was a how to write a business plan, and it was fascinating. It was right at the beginning of COVID, so it had to be done remotely, but it worked out very well. I was very impressed with both the content, the way it was put together, and then the instructor who had to go on the fly from having a class of of people in the building to go remotely, and
Right.
he handled it perfectly.
Right. Yeah, well, we did. We had it like everybody, so not that WWBIC's anything special, but we also had to turn on a dime. So I'm plating it nicely. And then, you know, for a plate like this for somebody, I might start with 2 pieces of tuna on it. I even think keeping the peppercorns in there is nice. And you're set. What a beautiful plate.
Delicious.
Uh-huh.
Looks like my lunch.
There you go, it is.
All right, so here's the tuna meal that Wendy has made. We're going to test it, and
Right. Especially the tuna.
delicious. And Wendy, I appreciate as an Italian, the way you say it, ricotta.
Ricotta.
That's how you say it.
That's right. Actually, I was in Philadelphia at this Italian grocer. This woman in front of me said to the gentleman, "Can I have some ricotta?" And he goes, "Ricotta? That's a boat race. Do you mean ricotta?" And so ever since then, I always really say ricotta because the whole store stopped. He just like yelled at her.
Yeah. So I wanted to thank you for being my guest today, and I'm going to give you one of my aprons as a thank you guest.
Thank you.
I really don't have
Thank
anything
you so
else.
much.
She gives me a beautiful tuna dish, and I give her an apron.
That's beautiful though. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's special. Okay, so what do you think? What do you think?
It's delicious. I like
You can see the marinating of the tuna. That really makes a difference. But super simple pasta dish, and I think it's elegant.
It's very nice. Yeah, I was going to think, this is my private breakfast and lunch.
And in beautiful plates. And also, you have to adorn yourself with beautiful plates. So thank you for bringing those.
So Wendy, thank you so much for being here. This was great. Not only do we get to talk about WWBIC and some of the work that's being done in the community, but I get a great meal. So,
Thank you for having me.
thanks everybody out there for watching. Appreciate, as always, your support. Please like and subscribe if you find this interesting. We will have more community leaders for an interview and cooking session in the near future. But until then, thanks for watching.